This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so last class I was talking about group conditions. Like we looked into a functionality, how to map it, and in case if you want to offer discount on a particular group of materials, how this group conditions are going to be helpful. Now, the next tab we need to focus on changes which can be made. So there's going to be an interesting one. So a lot of functionalities are there in that particular tab, changes which can be made. Okay, so that's going to be the one. Okay, now first thing, so under this particular tab, you can see there is a field by the name manual entries. Okay, so here we have 3 rules to work out, and each rule got its own importance. So first one, automatic entry has priority. Second one, manual entry has priority. And third one, cannot be processed manually. These are the 3 rules we have. So we need to know the functionality of all these 3 rules, how it's going to be working. Okay, so how this is going to be working. So I just try to start working out with the first rule, automatic entry has priority. So if you maintain this one, how exactly is going to be working is what we need to know. So if you click on F1, we get an help message, and there is some information which has been maintained up over here. Okay, we have an information maintained up. So automatic entry has priority. If condition record exists, condition cannot be entered manually. Okay, so for a particular condition type, if you maintain any condition record, the value is going to be copied from where? From the record. And if you want to do any kind of price change, so it's not going to be possible. That's what you mean by this particular statement. Automatic entry has priority. So if you select this particular rule, if condition record exists, condition cannot be entered manually. That means always the value of the condition type need to be copied from where? From the records. If you're trying to enter the amount manually, system will not accept it. That's what you mean by this particular statement. Okay, so I'm just trying to activate this particular rule for this particular condition type. Now see, so activated by the rule rule B. So I'm trying to maintain it as rule B. Automatic entry has priority. Try to save it. And work out with the testing. So I try to create an order, offer some discount, and see how system is going to be reacting. So there's going to be our, okay, let me maintain all the information for this. Okay, so here see, so I'm maintaining the product order quantity. Now if you get into item data, so under this item data, get into conditions tab and try to maintain that discount, which is going to be case sale. And now once you click on enter, now did we maintain any condition record for this? Did we maintain any condition record? No. So if you're trying to enter that discount amount, the system is giving us an option of entering it manually. Okay, now see, so there is no condition record, so we are able to enter this value manually. Now once you maintain the condition record, so get into VK11, VK11, so maintain the condition type, key combination, select the table, and try to maintain the required information. I'm trying to offer some discount over here. Save it. Okay, now create an order once again, VA01. So same material, same quantity. Now, if you get into item data, click on condition, activate that particular discount case sale, click on enter. And what is the message we are getting? Condition cannot be entered manually.
Oh,
If you want to
okay.
offer
Because
this
since
discount,
we
then
already
how you
maintained that,
yeah,
so
because we
that
maintain
means
the
we
condition
already
record,
maintained.
so you cannot enter the value manually in the order.
Okay. Okay.
In case if you want to offer this particular discount, then what is the changes you need to do? If
We
you want to
change
offer
from
this
B to
discount.
something different.
I
We
don't
need to
want to do
change
any
from
kind
B
of
to
changes.
other.
No, we are not going to be doing this change because this screen is going to be under the control of consultants. Like in case if you want to offer that discount, then how it need to be worked out.
Update.
So you need to do one change. You need to change the functionality as what? Required entry in the pricing procedure. Okay. Read the statement properly. If condition record exists, can you enter it manually? No. So
No.
that's the reason you're not able to enter this condition manually. Fulfilled.
Okay. So pricing determination, pricing procedure determination, BO08.
So what you need to do, get into your pricing procedure.
Slash
Get
N.
into Visa 08.
BO08, correct. Manual change करेंगे.
So from
the tick
manual,
mark.
you need to change it to required. So here
Automatic. Required entry.
for case sale, we have activated it as a manual. Now try to change it to required. Save it.
Oh, okay,
Now,
okay. So that means
if
in
you're
future anytime we can change it.
right. Now, if you're trying to create an order,
Okay.
so if you get into item data, conditions, discount got copied.
Yeah.
Now, can I do any kind of change? So let's say end user want to change this discount amount. Now, end user is having the access of doing that particular change.
No.
We can
No.
change.
Where you can change?
We can change.
It's grayed out. You can't do any kind of changes.
Yeah, here we cannot do changes. I mean, in the sales order.
Not in the sales order. You need to get back to the condition records, do the price updation, and then only it's going to be getting reflected. So if end user want to do any kind of changes to this particular value, he can't. Why? Because this value has been copied from the record. So let's say if there is no record maintained. So if you get into VK12 transaction code, I'm not maintaining any record over here. Let's say I'm not maintaining this record. I'm trying to delete it. Save it. Now try to create an order once again. If you get into item data now. So under item data, condition SAP, now what is the message we are getting it?
Mandatory condition is missing.
Right? Why we are getting this particular message?
Mandatory
Because
condition is missing.
in pricing procedure, we have activated it as what? Required entry. Now, here we need to enter the value manually. Now, if you are trying to enter the value manually, case sale, I'm trying to offer 1,000 rupees as a discount. Click on enter, accepted.
Yeah. Become manually.
Right. So this is what this particular statement is all about. If condition record exists, you cannot enter the value manually. If there is no condition record, if there is no condition record exists, can we enter this value manually? We can enter the condition value manually. That's what you mean by this particular rule. Okay, so only thing, please remember, if you want to work it out, activate condition type as required entry in pricing procedure. Okay, there's going to be one note. That's how this rule B is going to be working. Now, in the same way, there is nothing but the concept of manual entries. So there's the first rule. Now we have second rule over here. What is that? So instead of rule B, I'm trying to change it to rule C. Manual entry has priority. Any guess what you mean by this particular rule? Manual entry has priority. That means if you're trying to
Even
enter
though the
the
record
value,
is maintained.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, please, Imran.
I guess even the record is maintained in BK11, we can change it in the order screen.
Exactly. So try to activate it. Click on F1, you get an help message. That's what the statement is maintained. Manual entry has priority over here. If you work out with this particular rule. Okay, so if you're trying to work out with this rule, now let me explain it. If condition, now when you enter the condition manually, system does not check whether condition record exists or not. If condition record exists, the value is going to be copied from there. In case if there is no condition record, we can enter the value manually. Okay. Okay. So manual entry has priority. If condition record exists, just give me a second. If condition record exists, value will be copied from the condition records and system gives, okay, system gives the access to change the value manually in the sales document. That's what the functionality of this particular rule. If condition record exists, the value will be copied from the record. Okay, and still you can do the changes. I'm just trying to do the same thing. Now, right now, let's say we don't have the record maintained. So for our condition type, so I'm trying to set it to rule C over here. Manual entry has priority. Save this one. Okay. Try to create an order. I'm just trying to refresh the order. So first thing, we don't have a record maintained. So if you're trying to enter the value manually, system should give the access for that. Now, if you get into item data, first of all, there is no record maintained. So if you're trying to enter the condition type manually along with the discount, now you can see system is giving me the access of maintaining that discount manually. Now let's say you try to maintain the record. So get into week 11 transaction code. Okay, I'm maintaining some amount. Let's say 2,000 rupees is the discount amount. Save this particular record. Now try to create an order once again. Now this time the value is going to be copied from where? From the record, and system is going to be giving the access for the end user in case if to change the value. Now see. So if you get into item data, conditions tab, a value has been copied from where? From the record. So if a end user want to change this particular amount, so you don't want to offer 2,000, let's say he's trying to increase it to 2,500. A system is going to give the access. So that's what you mean by this particular rule C. If condition record exists, the value is going to be copied from the record. And system is also going to be giving the opportunity to change that value. Okay, so that's what you need to know when you're working out with this particular thing. That's going to be the rule C functionality. Now, next one. Now we have one more rule, rule D. Now, what does this rule D stands for? Not possible to process manually. Means what? Not possible to process manually.
Process.
Even though the record is maintained, we
The
cannot
means
change it.
mandatory to maintain.
Yeah, first thing, condition
Yeah.
type need to be maintained mandatory. Second thing, if end
Yeah.
user is trying to enter the value manually, system will not accept it. By default, the value need to be
Accept it.
copied from the record itself. Okay, so I'm just trying to maintain it. Let's see. So if you're trying to maintain it, save this one. Not possible to process manually. Nah, try to create an order. So product quantity. Now, if you get into item data, conditions tab. Now this amount got copied from where? From the records. Now, can end user change this value?
No.
That's what you mean by this particular rule. Cannot be processed manually. Rule D. Okay, that's what you mean by this rule D functionality.
Manually, yeah.
Okay, now see, for example, if there is no record maintained, I try to delete the record what we have created. So there's a record we maintain. So select this one, try to delete it, save this one. Now, once again, try to create an order and now see the system response. So enter the value. Now, if you get into item data, now we got this particular message, mandatory condition, sale, missing. Now, if you are trying to enter that value manually, sale, and try to enter the amount, click on enter. What is the message you got? No condition record was found for this particular condition. A system is giving the access of maintaining the value? No. So by default, the value need to be copied from where? From the record itself.
No.
Okay, so this is what you mean by this particular rule. Cannot be processed manually. So by default, the value of the condition type need to be copied from where? From condition records. From condition records only. Okay. By default, the value of the condition type need to be copied from the condition records only. And see one more thing. In the pricing procedure, so if we get into pricing procedure, let's say we try to change this one from required to manual. Save it. Again, if you are trying to create an order, try to create an order, get into details. So product quantity. Enter the value. So if you're trying to enter sale amount, click on enter. Now what is the message you got? No condition record was found. In case if you maintain the record, if you get into VK12, okay, so condition record has been deleted. Let's try to maintain it. So if you get into VK11, key sale, condition type, I'm trying to maintain the discount amount. Save this record. Now try to create an order once again. Now, if you're trying to enter that particular condition manually, see what happens. Okay, sale, enter. What is the message you got? Condition cannot be processed manually. So if you want to work with this particular rule, once again, you need to activate condition type as required entry in the pricing procedure. You need to activate condition type as a required entry in the pricing procedure, and you need to maintain the records. So there is a small change between rule B and rule D. In rule B, if there is no condition record maintained, you can maintain it manually in the order. If you work with rule D, by default, the value of the condition type need to be copied from the records only. Manually, if you are trying to enter the value, system will not give the access for that. Okay, so this particular rule is going to be maintained for taxes. So if you open any tax condition, so if you work with MWSC, right now we are working with MWSC. So if you get into details of this, you can see it has been activated as not possible to process manually. So whenever you try to create an order, we don't maintain the tax amount manually. By default, it's going to be copied from where? From the record itself. In case if there is no record maintained, and if you're trying to enter the value manually, system will not accept it. Okay, there's one example for that. So when to use which condition rule, like these particular rules, manual entries rule, you need to work out with the client. You need to interact with the client, and you need to ask whether end user should have the access of entering the value manually in the order, or it need to be copied default from the record. You need to get that information. So based on that, for the condition types, you need to activate which rule is going to be applicable for that. Okay, that's how we are going to be working with B, C, and D. If you try to maintain no limitations, we're not trying to set any kind of benchmark for that. And free is not required. We need to know the functionality B, C, and D rules over here. Okay, so I'm just trying to work out with the rule C. So if there is no record maintained, I can enter the value manually and I can process it. And system will be giving me the access of changing the value as well. That's how it's going to be working out. Now, the next field we need to focus on header and item conditions. So we need to basically discuss differences. We need to understand the difference between header and item conditions. So how to identify which condition type is acting as a header condition, which condition type is acting as an item conditions, whether we can maintain records for that or not, how it's going to be behaving in the sales document. Okay. So this topic, let me take it up in the coming class. It's going to be a big concept. I try to explain it, and I try to show you the functionality of the remaining fields over here. Okay, there is one more field which is missing. Now, why it is missing, everything I try to explain it. You guys are okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today class, okay.